Alright boys, Hinterlands first time. Well, let's go. The only thing I know about Hinterlands is that griffins have an absolute blast here. Dwarves and griffins. For Falstad. Oh That's a level 55 PvP. Oh god. Oh god. Oh! I was just gonna say, I know Hinterlands is a dwarven place because I played Heroes of the Storm, and in it there's a Falstad, and he's a dwarf on a griffin, and he has Hinterlands Blast. Is it up here? Airy Peak. That's what he says for Airy Peak.
For Airy Peak.
Can I go in here? Featherbeard's Hovel. There's no way I should go in here. This is apparently an alliance area. How come I'm allowed to be here? I'm scared now. This is an alliance infested place. There's griffins and wolves. Wolves, I guess, are kind of neutral. Horde town on the east coast. Really? Are we invading here? Oh my god. Revantusk village. Okay, so we are invading the Hinterlands. And there's some trolls here, some witherbark zealots. It's the other way around. Wait, really? What's the quest here? Bring a venom bottle to the apothecary in Tarn Mill. Oh.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Die, trolls. Trolls are losers that lose to murlocs. I picked up their troll sweat. Pretty nice area, man. Yo, what are these? Vicious owl beasts. Yup. That's a thing. Half owl, half bear. Definitely a thing. I've seen them in real life. High Veil Outrunner. Not PvP flagged. Okay. Are they all ranged? Yes. Oh, not all ranged. Decent AoE farm. Yes, there are in Warcraft 3 as well, the owl bears.
Yo, Grubby.
What? Hello. Gingi, what's
Hello.
up? Hey.
What's up, man? Hey,
Yeah.
I just saw you alone in here.
Yeah. Apparently I was waiting for someone. I didn't know I'm still on Discord. What's up, Gingi?
Nothing, just had some... I just made some Mexican food. Now I'm just chilling, watching your stream.
Nice.
Watching your AoE farm.
Nice, yeah. Impromptu AoE farm. How's it going? Are you gold farming right now?
No, I did some dungeons. I've just been farming some pre-raid beast gear. I have almost every single item I need. Then I can't really get any upgrades until Molten Core.
Oh wow! And what would you do then? Like make an alt or play something else?
Well, right now, we have spawned some more requirements, let's say, on retail as well. So I have a few more things to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm doing that like on the side as well. But like then we got Plunderstorm on the 15th. But I mean, when you're level 60, we can run some dungeons. I will not need any loot, but I'll just do it for fun.
For fun, yeah, cool. More loot for me, and I get to hang with you again. Sounds great.
The double mage is actually so fun. We can so if we play really well together, we like amplify each other's damage, like by novaing for each other. It's really cool.
Yeah, I talked about that with. Wait, I'm just gonna go ahead and get out of this. I talked about that with Cinderin. That I asked him, I'm just gonna blizzard these. Does Frostnova amplify each other's damage? And he said yes, and you're confirming that too. We don't have to both do it. That's cool. And what about like ping-ponging threat from blizzards across the wall? Wouldn't that be possible too?
Yeah, I mean, the double blizzarding mobs is kind of crazy. There's a tech where you play Frostbite, the one that like has a chance to root the mobs. And if you both play it, the mobs are like almost like stationary at all times. Okay, watch. Okay, I'm gonna let you focus here. There's
I knew you'd get the hint. I mean, I'm fine, but my brain power is being taxed by social skills.
I could see that this was a spicy moment.
Normally it wouldn't be, you know, but I'm trying to be like polite and listen. I am fine. I had tools. I had heal pod. But okay, where were we? Sorry, I have a black hole where my memory should be the last 10 seconds.
Go to, like if you go into Frost Talents, there's something called Frostbite, right?
Yeah.
That makes like your chilling effects have a chance to root the mobs.
Yeah.
And if we both play this and we Blizzard, then there's a high chance that they're constantly getting Novad from the Frostbite. And they don't even move. They're literally just going to stand still and just be stuck in the same spot. It's kind of insane.
Oh, that's nice. Nice combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you see that we did a little bit of Blackrock Mountain today? BRD?
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Well, it went really well. It was fun. It was sociable. It was a cool team. We did, let's say, the easiest 30% of it or so, and then we just backed off wisely to stay safe. It was a lot of fun. What a great dungeon.
Yeah, 100%. BRD is one of my favorites as well.
We got SGC first try.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also did something called a lava jump or lava run in BRD for the first time today.
What's that?
It's like there's a skip in BRD specifically where you can go to towards the like end boss way faster, and you skip a lot of bosses. But it's yeah, I mean,
lava.
you need. Yeah, exactly. You need the weak aura. I mean, as a mage, you can Ice Bearer, you can use Fire Ward, and it's pretty safe, like even if you fuck it up.
Yeah.
But you have a weak aura that just shows when you need to jump on the like the damage tick, and if you jump there, you can be in lava forever, and you don't take any damage.
That's sick. So does it tick every two seconds or so?
Yeah, something like that. And then you just have like a bar, and then in the middle of the bar, there's like a green tick, and you just need to jump right before it reaches that, and then you will never take damage from the lava.
How close of a frame is it, would you say?
It's like, I would say probably you have 0.5 seconds leeway.
Wouldn't you say that you could easily do it without a weak aura then? Wouldn't that be the real Chad way to do it?
I think once you get the muscle memory and you know the timing, then yes.
Yeah. Would be sick. It's difficult to guess it. I mean, yeah, like Gingi said, once you know, you could practice it even not in the lava, just with like a little, I don't know, like a little script on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Could become famous.
True. World's first lava jump, no weak aura.
So do you have enough gold for everything you need already, Gingi?
I mean, I don't really. I mean, I got my epic mount.
Oh,
so,
I
like,
got his epic mount.
yeah, I don't really have anything to buy anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was just gonna use it to like help people out. To be honest,
Yeah.
if anyone needs like for mount or whatever.
Yeah, nice. And profession-wise, where are you at?
I'm 300 in tailoring.
Ah.
I need to skill my engineering, but I'm not a miner, so it's been struggle.
Do you need some mats?
Yeah, I need the skill up mats. Like, but I was thinking about making an alt, and that guy's literally just running around mining and doing nothing else.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah, I finally got my engineering to level 200. I've been stuck on 150 for a long time. It can be a little spicy and challenging to get it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, engineering is such an annoying one because you have so many materials that like drops off like random mobs, and you need leather and like you need cloth.
Yeah, and you
It's
can't
like-
get it yourself, the medium leather. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think getting like skinning and mining is probably not too bad on like an old character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just getting those two raws. Yeah, that seems sick.
Mm.
Yeah, I have an alt too, of course, but I haven't played it because I was worried if I'm going to play an alt already, that
Yeah.
I'll be less muscle memoried on my main character. So really just trying to get this one to 60.
Wait, which ult did you make? What the class?
I went with Rogue.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but I got talked into. I allowed myself to get talked into it. I was gonna go Warrior, which probably is even harder than Rogue, but both pretty hard.
Yeah, Rogue is also one of those classes that has like a lot of tools, and it's really good for like dueling as well. You like that?
So I'm not interested in dueling at all, but I do like tools of escape. If that's what you're saying that they have.
True, Vanish. You have Vanish. You have Gouge. You have Cheap Shot. You have Blind.
Sounds
Holy
good.
fuck, bro! That mountain jump on Kashyyyk.
That's death, right? If I don't blink.
Yeah, close at least. Your drop really low.
I mean, if I disconnect, I'm dead. Then that's just fate, right?
True. That's actually, bro. Oh my god! Imagine, bro, dying to disconnect.
Oh,
I would actually.
disconnect, jump, fall. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should just use my feathers.
I'm actually surprised. So like, you know, blinking on like awkward spots or like terrain or corners or something like that has a tendency to disconnect you pretty often in WoW.
Really?
I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened for me in Classic so far.
Yeah, people warn me about that sometimes. They warn me about blinks. Let's see some of the weird things I've been warned about. Don't jump in water. You could disconnect. Don't blink on a mountain side. You could disconnect. Like, what is all this?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it happens a lot more often in retail, I'd say, where you just blink like in an awkward spot. You hit like a ledge or something, and you just DC.
That sounds pretty annoying.
I mean, hardcore is the worst.
Jump in water has been fixed. Okay, so I'm still afraid of that. I've been doing it a bit, but I've been worried about it because, you know, what if it's true? Has been fixed? Okay, I believe you. What if it isn't? Like, I don't know.
Wait, what level are you now? Your head is blocking the level, dude.
Look, I have an overlay at the top.
Oh shit, I see. Okay. But that's pretty cool. Like with the camera position, it's like you are in the unit frame.
Well, no,
Like,
that
you're
was a
the character.
mistake. That's because I was watching some YouTube. So it was not,
Okay.
not intended.
Maybe some roleplay.
It's in the wrong spot still. Okay, I hope there's no Alliance PvP in here. This kind of looks like a Night Elf building. They have a quest here for me. Surely there wouldn't be PvP flag. Chat, is there PvP flag here? Oh, Blood Elf. They're Blood Elves. Which...
No. This is not PP flag.
Okay, good.
There's always like an alliance icon, top right of the unit frame. If you get PP flag.
Okay. But be careful, these mobs hit hard. Yeah, they're no slouch actually. Not legendary, 5 levels lower.
I mean, fun fact. I mean, these are blood elves, right? Like this is something. This is a race that comes out in the Burning Crusade, which is the expansion after the classic that you're playing right now.
Ah. And they joined the Horde?
Yeah, they're Horde. Yeah. And Night Elf gets something called Draenei. Draenei.
Draenei,
Yeah, Draenei. Yeah. You have that in Warcraft 3 as well? I guess you have.
Yeah, the Draenei, as far as I remember, in Warcraft 3, I believe they were a race that originated on Outworld together with the Orcs. And for some reason, they have a very sad legacy. Hold on one sec, Gingi. Thanks for the raid, Zar. You appreciate that. What's up, guys? We were just doing a little lore dive with Gingi while entering the Hinterlands for the first time. Welcome everybody to the stream and thanks for the raid. Sorry, appreciate.
Oh
guys.
shit! How's Zaryu doing? What I see, almost 60 in his monk.
Well, I've been getting a lot of Zaryu YouTube videos recommended recently, and I've been seeing him do some quests like trying to 1v1 Trollbane at level 42, then at level 44, where he succeeded. He's going a little slower. Very important for him. to play it safe, but he's taking risks, but with competence, huh? Maradon tomorrow, maybe? Maradon tomorrow. Maradon, the dungeon I did for 4.5 hours 2 days ago. I slept at 4:30. No, that's not true. I slept at 5:30 a.m. I stopped stream at 4:30. 4 hours because our dungeon leader, blessed be his name, not dead by the way, did not know his way around. He's like, I don't really know where the fuck to go. So but it was so much fun, dude. We played 20 questions and everything. It was great. Today I redid Maradon, just Princess and Krakelis, the Rot Tusk or something. Am I up for a full Maradon run, Zaryu? With you, almost I would do it. But a full run, maybe half a run? Half a run I would like to do it.
Wait, why not a full run?
It's hours long, and there's no loot there that I need. I'm already doing.
I mean, what you can do is you can do a princess run, like Saryu is saying. So
Right.
that one, you, I mean, if someone has the scepter, you can skip. And then maybe if you're really lucky, you can get the dagger, but it's super low drop chance.
I saw that. What is it, like 0.26% chance? Yeah.
It's something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's do princess every day until we get the dagger.
The funny thing is that, like, I don't know if you, like, back in the day when Joker D tried this on, like, the original classic servers when they came out for the first time, bro, he did, almost, maybe someone in chat can, like, fact check me, almost 3,000 princess kills to get the dagger.
Wow.
He went bald, he shaved off his eyebrows, like, there was a lot of things going on when he tried to get that dagger. That was crazy.
Oh, we could do this together. Oh no. Oh no. Brood Ward's better than Warcraft 3? I thought he was stealing it from me. He suddenly ran off.
Target something first.
Jeez. Wait, I can get someone to layer you. Wait. I can get someone to layer you if you want. That's all good. And Warcraft 3 Brood War. Sucker. Alright, cool. This is an escort quest, right? Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure you don't, if you let him run too far, he might fail. He might die.
Brood War's still alive, Warcraft 3 is dead? What do you mean? You are claiming the credit. Are you even Korean? It's dead for everyone that's not Korean. They're not gonna accept you just because you're praising their game, bro.
Right, watch out for the shooter over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna prevent pushback like this. Get the citrine.
Yeah.
Isn't ready yet.
Throw you a little bomb. Oh.
You can also line up side and Evo if you want.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'll just drink a pot to be safe.
That guy went in for the blast wave, bro. He just sent them home.
Hey, that's a good idea. Line of sight and Evo.
One thing that like helps a lot if you're playing with like against gunmen like this or hunters,
Yeah.
is that if you are in the dead zone of them, so you're just out of melee range, but you're not far away to the point where they start shooting you, they
Yes.
actually follow you like normal mobs. If you can find that sweet spot, you can AoE them down together with other melee mobs.
Yeah, I noticed that. Sometimes I Frost Nova arranged, and Chad told me about the dead zone. I Frost Nova arranged, and then I saw they stop attacking, and I tried to flame strike them from there. But actually keeping them there while slowing them, that's a really nice idea. So would I just let them hit me first on the Frost Armor?
Yeah, I mean, just use your HP as like a resource, right? And
Yeah.
then get a nice stack up.
Nice.
And then you can do like the Nova into the Cone of Cold, and then just a Cane Explosion while you just, backpedal slowly. And just stay within that dead zone range.
Well, any map will aggro. What's up,
Have you been
Sparkly?
AoE farming have you been AoE farming anything else? Like since the Murlocs? When was the last time?
Yeah, the Tenaris pirates.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, those are fun. Biggest record I got was 13 pirates at the same time. Feels good, man.
Oh, that must have been like felt good when you just how did you do it? Was it like Blizzard into the Nova Shatter combo, or how did you do that, Paul?
Let's see. I probably did like a 6-man Frost Nova first, and then I find more reset with like a level 1 Arcane Explosion. Then okay, now I got like probably 9 guys on me, and then I see another 4 appear. This was like it was the afternoon. It was off stream.
Oh, damn.
It was a sweet afternoon off streaming, and there was nobody else there, so I had the whole pirate bay for myself. Then okay, I see another 4. I bring them in, another Frost Nova, then I run away and I start double blizzarding, and then Frost Nova, Flame of Strike, finish them off, right?
That's the classic. Like you do something cool off stream and like, look guys, look what I can do, and then you fuck it up.
I recorded
Pressure.
it. Just in case I die, I gotta show soda poppings, right?
Oh, good. Yeah, but the pirates are insane. Also, when you get to like 51, 52,
Yeah.
the farm in Western Plaguelands is so good as well.
Ooh,
That is.
Is it dangerous? Is it more profitable or more difficult, or?
No, I actually think that the Dalton's farm is actually from 52 onwards. It's one of the easier places. So I also did AoE farming Classic now for the first time, right? And I would say that the most difficult thing that I had to deal with was probably the Murlocs before level 40. That is when you had to play a little bit more complex, right? Because of the Coast Runners and the Muck Dwellers, like having... Well, the Muck Dwellers having a cast, but also the Coast Runners being slightly faster than the Muck Dwellers made it a little bit more awkward.
Yeah, I noticed that. They were fast.
Yeah. I'd say that was probably the hardest place to farm. I think Dalton's Tears was one of the easier ones.
I've never
actually.
been there. What level is Dalton's Tears?
Well, the mobs are like 53, 54. So it's like recommended you go there like around 52, I guess. That's like a safe time to go there. And you get a fuck ton of gold as well. And the good thing about doing the farm there as well is that you get this trinket that gets you reputation with the Argent Dawn, and you get friendly quite quickly, right? And when you're friendly, you can go and buy the best mana food available in Classic WoW, which is gonna make you drink way less. So nice.
So you would use food instead of conjured, just because it's more efficient.
Exactly, it's the best mana you can get in the game. There's no better mana that you can make yourself.
How much are we talking about? Like 3,500 in 30 seconds or what?
No, it's even more. It's like it's 4,000 something. Yeah, it's a big difference.
I never thought about buying water because I got free water. It's like if you live in Netherlands or Scandinavia, you don't buy bottled water. You've got great water through the tap.
That's true, but sometimes you feel like you want to have a little bit of sparkles, and that's the mana food.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. That is true.
When you're out eating, in a restaurant, then you're like, "Ooh, can I get some of that Pellegrini water?"
Yeah,
that's the good stuff.
With bubbles, as you adjust the monocle.
Yeah, exactly. Bring the monocle out of the pocket.
So yeah, I've been combining AoE farming. Like I'll do like half a level or 1 level of AoE farming at a time. Probably not even 1 at a time ever. And then I'll go do questing again, and then some dungeon, and then AoE farming. It's like a great thing to do while you're waiting for people as well. I just really feel like it's the way to go to make that part of your toolkit. Even though obviously I'm sacrificing improved Frostbolt and what's the other thing called? Frostbite, utility, and DPS. I still feel like it's good enough to do dungeons with AoE spec without being 100% optimal, just so I got the gameplay variety option.
I mean, if you want, I can just send you 50 gold and you can buy dual talents if you want to have a leveling spec with Frostbite.
I mean, I have 150 gold already. Technically, like, you wouldn't need to send it to me. You already sponsored 30 for my mount. Must be other people in the guild, especially non-mages, that could use your help more. I think now if you give gold, it would mostly be to get my epic mount, and well, is that really worth a sponsored donation?
I mean, if you're interested at like max level, I can show you the Sulfur Rock farm spot, and it's relatively safe if you just have limited invulnerability pots, and you know the evade spots in case something goes wrong. And then if to make it extra safe, you can get Hydra or something to like enchant minor speed on boots. And like while you're doing it, I can just be inside the dungeon, and then if something happens, I can just you know, like I can rescue the pole, right? Like so you don't die.
Yeah.
If you want to try it. But yeah, wait till 60, of course. Don't do it now.
Really? Why?
It's rough before you're level 60.
Really?
I'd say. Like I mean, you do it to like level up in softcore, and like speedrunning mages do it as well. But if you haven't done it before,
Sure.
it's very dangerous, I think.
But let's be real. Honest question, right? Could you ever be in danger or semi-danger in Sulfur Rock solo farming? Like, let's say if you were to miss a jump or so.
No, that's the thing. Even if you fall down, there's an evade spot you can go to, and that makes all the mobs just stop up and then eventually reset. And then if you want to, you can have the limited invulnerability pot, which makes you immune to physical damage for 6 seconds. So if you have that potion ready, what you can do is, instead of resetting it, is you just wait for the mobs to get close to you, you press lip, you walk into the mobs, you Nova, and you walk back up. That's something you can do as well. That just depends on like how comfortable you are, right?
Wouldn't there be a chance that you repeatedly mess up your jump or something and then die?
Well, that's the thing. If you fuck up a second time, let's say you use slip on the first one, and you fall down again, well, then you go to the evade spot that's downstairs, and then the mobs reset.
Yeah. So
You just need to know where it is.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to learn that at some point. For leveling, I'm not gonna power level there nonstop because I don't think it's good content.
Don't do that.
That's outside of the risk, right? Even if I could, I want to be out in the world now and then. And I take my AoE farm wherever I find it, on random uncontested mobs of like this place right here, because I don't have to fight with anyone over the mobs.
Oh my God, like you don't. I mean, actually, you are. You know, honestly, you're in the like 3 to 4% of people that are like at your level. So like the mages kind of start falling off. I would say that there's not that much. There was not that many mages when I was in Western Plaguelands AoE farming.
So pretty much all the good spots are free now. So they're dying actually, huh?
Yeah, they are.
That's
the
crazy.
mages are dying.
Because I
think
like
a lot of them die at the Murlocs.
I feel like, of course, this will be great for a clip of me dying later today or tomorrow, but Mage has so many tools not to die.
Exactly. I mean, it is. I mean, you have. That's what the thing. Like, once you start AoE farming in the start, and you notice, like, okay, you have no ice barrier, you have no mount, you have no like cone of cold, and as you progress and get higher level, it actually becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
So instead of like dying to 4 or 5 mobs, what you actually do die to is just pulling bigger, right? Like, and something fucking up. But you start becoming more and more aggressive as you get more of these tools, and you get more confident, and then you slip up, and then it's way more punishing, right?
Bro, I just had a startling realization with everything you just said. Mage is Warcraft 3 Night Elf. It is so powerful that you start to try and bite off so much more than you can chew. It's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw you play the other day. Actually, I watched a little bit.
Oh, that 2-on-2 match?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I haven't played much. I mean, I played a bit of StarCraft, but honestly, I played it because one of my friends played it, and he was like really good at it. So he just showed me, and we just played a few games. And he was playing Zerg, and I remember he taught me
Oh no.
like this. Wait, are you okay?
No, I just...
Oh, they reset.
It's because I didn't allow them to amass on me for 2 seconds, so I didn't get them to reset the leash. There's no
I see,
real
yeah.
problem, but just efficiency loss. Thank you for
Ready yet?
allowing me the chance to die if that's what was happening. I mean, to not die. No, I'm not in trouble. I just missed efficiency. That's all. Now there's some other mess ups. Sorry, please continue.
Oh yeah, Did you play StarCraft as well?
Oh yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he taught me how to circ rush.
Who?
One of my friends, right? He was like he was one of the top ladder in in Europe. I think it was at least top 150.
For SC2?
Few seasons. Yeah, StarCraft 2. Yeah.
Do you remember his name? Because I would know him
Right.
maybe.
I mean, he wasn't a pro. He was just a ladder player. His name was Nova. He was really good. And he taught me circ rush. And I remember, I think I got plat just only doing that. By the way,
Zergling
had
Rush.
no-
Because
Yeah.
everything is Zerg, right?
I can't carry any.
yeah, circling. Sorry, that was the smally boys. Just you had, and then you just went for an early game attack. And I had no game knowledge. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I just knew that build alone, and it was just like full aggressiveness and win early or lose early. That was like the only thing I knew how to do. Yeah, 6 pool exactly.
Yeah,
6 pool is what I
you
was.
told me this story before. Actually, I remember this. He called it Zerg Rush as well. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 pool rush.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's a way to experience StarCraft 2 without really learning StarCraft 2.
Yes. But I watched it a bit. I remember watching Stefano. I remember the French guy.
Yeah.
I was really interested in like looking at other Zerg players. What I liked about it was the high APM, and that was kind of like my style. So I love seeing that.
Have you played other RTSs than the Blizz RTSs?
No, I haven't.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones out there.
Which one would you say is like? Which one is like, except for like, maybe Dota? Which one is pretty hype? And League, of course.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I don't really consider those as RTS, right? Like in a way they are.
Okay.
They're very related. They're family of it, let's say. The same way that maybe Elden Ring is family of World of Warcraft, you know, in that sense.
Okay, yeah.
But very good games, by the way, League and Dota 2. In terms of RTSs, if you liked Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2, I think you might like Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 4. Those are very good as well.
Oh, I played a lot of Age of Empires when I was a kid.
Did you?
I grew up with that game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I was
really
just a little kid, you know. I probably sucked at the game. But I just remember having that. I loved that game.
Hey, who cares, right? It's about having fun. Age of Empires 4, I think it's very good. I know it's like not the thing that you would normally think. That's why I'm gonna play a game, but it legit has some of the best game music ever.
Yeah, brings back some memories. I remember because I didn't have a good PC when I was a kid, so I always went to the library, and then you had to like book a time to like borrow a PC, and that library PC had Age of Empires. So I was just in there with my uncle, and we were just gaming.
Oh, that's nice. With your uncle, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's my uncle, there's only like 3 years between us.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, yes.
Why didn't you just say your cousin? Because, I mean, wouldn't that like draw fewer questions?
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, it's very niche that there's that this little age difference.
Well, that's sick. I mean, can I ask, does he feel like your uncle or your cousin?
It's been like a brother, honestly, like a big brother.
Oh,
to be
that's
honest.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty big age gap of your. Wait, let me think about this. Your uncle and your parents probably.
Yeah. How many? Yeah, it's like over 30 years between my dad and my uncle.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
That's charging.
I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but there are quest markers, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it.
That stand isn't
Let's see, Mithril, Hinterlands, Honey Ripple. Okay. Just use the strain.
isn't ready.
Can just remake. A lot of junk. Do you have auto pickup or do you Luke?
Auto loot.
But do you also have auto crush or when you pick up superior items?
If I have what?
There's like this functionality that you can auto crush trash loot when you find better loot.
Oh yeah, I mean I have an add-on that like if you have full back slots and you pick up a green item or whatever, it will automatically delete the cheapest scrap item in your bag. Have
Yeah,
that.
but only if it's a green item, not if it's a higher value white item.
I'm not sure exactly how perfect the add-on is, to be honest.
Because that sounds like a
you
pretty good add-on I should get as well in general, even if it only does the first thing you say, because that's basically what every player always does, right? Like you're looking for the trashiest item in your inventory.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the name of the add-on.
Okay.
It's really good.
Chat, keep your eyes peeled. We're looking for a crate here. Any Horde supply crate will do. They're in a cave below. No way. For realsies?
Another convenient add-on you can also buy is like download. It's called Buy 'em All. What it does is when you go to a vendor and you need to buy X amount of certain things, you just type, like, it gives you the functionality of purchasing whatever amount you type in, and then it just buys. Let's say you want to buy 200 water, then it buys 200 water instead of you having to buy one stack 10 times. It does it a lot. Yeah, because that's
okay.
not a functionality you have in classic WoW. But like there's an add-on for that as well.
Okay,
Convenient.
I see. Oh, that's nice. Otherwise, it's what, 20 max?
Yeah, exactly. You need to like type in 20 like 10 times, right? So it's a little bit.
I've never been
Like
in a
more like-
situation where I was looking to do that yet, because I didn't know about superior water than that which we could conjure. There's a chest next to the slime, somebody said. Did you hover over the crate? If I did, I didn't notice it, but I'll go look again. Have you played... This is probably a dumb question. You've probably played everything. I was gonna ask, have you played Rogue before? Of course you have, right?
Yeah. I mean, I actually, mainly on retail. I've been winning a few tournaments on Rogue.
Oh,
3
shit.
years, I.
Nice. Is it a
Rogue?
good class for PvP?
Well, I play PvE, right? I do speed running in dungeons.
Oh, that's the
very
tournament?
Yeah, it's like very similar to Path of Exile tourneys, where you run a dungeon on speed.
No, I heard you about this before. Sorry, I'm confused. I thought, in my mind, this is how my mind works. When you say tournament, I think PvP. Like, it's just, it automatically, my mind goes there. But I know you are a MDI tournament winner, etc. So you play Rogue there, right?
Well, not anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of PvP. It's like you're just racing against others, right? But you're not actively engaging in combat against other players.
No, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, Rogue in one expansion that was called Battle for Azeroth, that was actually peak Rogue gameplay. That was like, Rogue was just insanely good in that expansion. And I played a lot of Rogue there.
Oh, nice.
Funny thing, actually, in BFA there was a dungeon called Motherload, and in the next season on Retail WoW, they're reintroducing that dungeon again because it's like goblin themed. It's pretty cool theme. Do you know Gallywix? Is that something in Warcraft?
I
Really?
know him from Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Trade
so,
Prince Gallywix, I think. I think
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a Trade Prince, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a rich goblin, right? Like, and it's pretty cool. Like the theme of the new raid is like the big casinos and the gambling and everything like that. So we're gonna go into a raid like that.
Oh, cool.
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
Has there ever been a raid with a unique mechanic which isn't just about killing things, but like solving puzzles or winning casino gold or something?
Yeah, they usually do that. The sad part about it is that many times, at least in a race that was first, like when you're racing, right, at the top level,
Yeah.
you're always trying to find a way to code a weak aura to help you solve a lot of these things.
That is sad. Yes.
So what Blizzard have done now is create something called private auras, which well, pretty much makes it so that there is no way to detect or get the information within the game to trigger the weak aura. And at the same time, they're not allowing any third-party software or overlays that is not within the game. If you end up using those things, you can get permanently banned, right? That's a way. That's a way for Blizzard to avoid people cheesing the mechanics that they don't want people to use weak auras for.
Right. Yeah. And
Now,
you would get banned from the game forever.
I mean, depends. If they see like someone like a guild use that, they would probably not permaban them. They would probably just give them like, let's say, maybe a week or whatever. But that would also be punishing enough to like be completely out of the race, right? You would have lost, so it would be a lose by default. So it's not something you want to risk, right?
Yes.
Now, the problem with private auras and a way around it is that instead of having a weak aura trigger based off when something happens to you, when a certain spell is being cast, or when you have a certain debuff, you use macros instead. So you could press a macro.
Sorry, one sec.
That sends.
One sec.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
Cast that yet.
Yeah. Instead of having a weak aura.
Sorry, you locked in, bro. Instead of having a weak aura, what you can do instead is press a macro that sends information. So let's say there's a private aura. You get a mechanic on you, you see that, and you press that macro. Now you send information to that weak aura. And there's 3 or 4 other people that also presses the macro that got the same mechanic on them as you did.
Yeah.
Now, because you press the macro, that weak aura will then assign you to do certain things based on your strategy or whatever the weak aura tells you to do, depending on the fight.
So it's
That's
like
a way of
a social macro weak aura.
exactly, yeah. It sends a message, and that message triggers the weak aura, and then tells you to do something. That's a way around, let's say, private auras.
Yeah. But that's against the intent. Like, Blizzard didn't want this.
Well, yeah. I mean, Blizzard want you to actively do something for it, and I guess it's better than everything being automated, because now you have to see, okay, the mechanic is on me, then you press a keybind, and then the information gets sent.
Yeah.
Whereas before,
okay.
weak auras would just instantly be able to assign certain things, right?
Yeah.
And you can do it very, very like complex. You know, there's very smart weak auras, depending on how advanced you want to go, where it determines, depending on what class you're playing, like what priority or what position you have to be in and things like that. It's pretty advanced. For someone that like is really interested in coding, might find like some of these things like really like interesting. But I do think that in some cases the weak auras it's taken a bit too far.
Yeah.
Which I know is not enjoyable in some aspects. But I mean, when you're competing, you have to use all of the tools available to you, right? It's
All
like we literally
legal
have
tools, yes.
Yeah. We have a dedicated team that is doing nothing except developing software and creating weak auras and things like that. And then you don't even have to import it yourself. We have like a software where the guys on the outside can just like forcefully update and push a weak aura to you while you're in game.
Wow.
So you don't have to do anything.
That's
There's
crazy.
like almost no
Dude,
downtime.
You're kind of like the F1 racers where you go for a 6-second pit stop and they change your tires. The whole team is ready to make you turbocharged.
Yeah, you just need to watch out, like, because they have the power. Like, they can literally just spawn a penis on your screen and you can't do anything about it. You can't piss them off.
Oh my god. Yeah. And they could probably send you a cheat and get you banned too.
True.
Dude, I gotta say, talking while AoE farming adds another level to it that is both enjoyable and challenging, but we did it, right?
Oh shit. This is actually not a bad farm spot though. Like it actually looks pretty solid.
Am I teaching Gingi a farm spot?
Hey, yo, you might have found like a crazy spot right now.
That's still
I mean, what am I getting? I'm getting 5 to 8 mob pools, like pretty frequently. It's not bad.
is full.
I'm so loaded, man. I'm completely full.
Carry anymore.
That's a crotcheted vest. What I like about how you explain things, Gingi, if
Yeah?
you're still there, yeah, you always have this balanced take. Like, even to protect your own profession, to protect your own main occupation, and also when I've heard you talking, when I watch your stream, you talk about like classic WoW versus retail, and you talk about the good and the less good things of every game, even though your livelihood depends on it, and you could be like, you know, this is all great, it's all perfect. You always have this really balanced take that highlights all the different aspects of it, like the parts that are a little bit better, a little bit worse. Yeah, I really like listening to you talk about that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think if you love a game, you also need to speak on the things that you feel like can be done better, right? Because like at the end of the day, I think we all want like the best version of the game that we love, right? I think comparing classic and retail right now, I think both games are very different, and I think it's good that they are. For me, like the reason why I enjoy classic as well is that it's a bit of a change of pace, going from like playing very competitively and very like min-maxed all the time to just like chilling a bit, taking it slow, being a little bit more like active and talking to chat. Whereas when I'm playing competitive, and this is also one thing, I'm the shot caller in my team, right? So I'm constantly talking about what people should be doing in the dungeon. So I don't really have too much time like talking to chat. And I feel like classic is like a really good game to just yap. And I think it's also been really cool to like just meet all of these like new people that you've never like played with before, you know?
Yeah, I feel the same way. It has the same effect and value for me, because Warcraft 3, I don't really get to talk during the game either. So you get that same interaction difference, and like interacting with chat and people. It's true. It's true. We deserve it sometimes too, not to be 100% locked in, super hard competing. You can always go back to that again after. It's nice to have both.
But when you play, like, let's say a Warcraft 3 game, do you ever, because I think this is probably really interesting, right? And my chat also likes this when I do it, is that you talk about everything you're doing and what you're, yeah, but also what you're thinking about. Like, so when you're doing something, you might be thinking about 2 or 3 other things, not necessarily just what you're doing, but you're also thinking about what your opponent is doing and how to counter that. And a lot of those things kind of get lost when, let's say, you're not as good at the game, or when you're just sitting there watching. And I feel like picking someone's brain when they're at a high level, I think that's like really interesting to watch. But you need to be able to communicate what you're thinking and doing while playing. And that's actually a pretty hard skill set to have, to be honest.
It's very difficult, very difficult. I still find it difficult in Warcraft 3. If I play against someone that is 95, 100, or 105% of my skill level, if I don't lock in, I'm 90% of my skill level, and then I'm gonna lose. So I can explain all I want, but then my explanations don't lead to a successful conclusions, and they won't be worth as much. If I'm playing against someone that's 85% of my skill level, I can over-commentate a lot. It'll be really... Oh, wait, there's PvP here? Oh, no. There's no PvP here, but I can go around this anyway. I play against 85%. I can commentate a lot. It'll be interesting. My predictions will come true. Not everybody knows it's an 85% of my level, so it remains exciting. And plus, I can still lose. Let's make no mistake. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to win, but maybe it's like it's a better matchup. The most difficult part is you play against someone that's just as good as you, but is not explaining every step that they do.
Yeah, true. I mean, if you start thinking about other things than just like playing, I mean, of course, it's gonna affect your performance to a certain level, right?
Of course. When you study sports
yeah.
psychology, I never had coaching books of old Warcraft 3 players that teach you how to play because, you know, there are no older Warcraft 3 players. So I looked at tennis, golf, football, rugby. I looked at those sports psychology books. I looked at Sun Tzu's Art of War. And one thing that you learn is that in order to play your best, you need to try and play one match completely in the present. Not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, not thinking about how people are going to be reacting to the outcome of this match, etc. You got to be in the present. And, well, usually that happens completely quietly.
Hello. Till next we meet.
Have you been a guy that has been like good at like making mistakes, and have you been like good at like taking criticism, or has those things affected you while you were trying to get good at a game while streaming, or have you like never really cared, or is that something you've gotten better at?
It's definitely something I've had to learn. I think streaming has a forced effect in a way. Maybe that's not true. It's not forced. Streaming gives you the opportunity to get extremely humbled with how many things other people know, even if they're not great at the game in general, but they're great at one aspect of the game. They may not even ever have played a PvP game against someone else, but still have a great idea about the game. I was not open to that 15 years ago, but I'm open to it now because I've been forced to see the light. I hated people backseating so much like 13 years ago. During StarCraft 2, it's like, maybe you should have made a couple of carriers or something. And I'm thinking, maybe you should shut the hell up. Carriers, there's no money for that. Terrible unit, wouldn't work. If I went carriers, they would have gone corruptors. They wouldn't be on roaches. Of course, carriers is great against what I'm playing against, but they would have changed their playstyle. But then, you know, eventually, you realize that if you're open to it, sometimes it requires patience, sometimes just an open mind. People can have great ideas. There's things about the game that you didn't know. You thought you knew it all, you don't. And it's good to listen to those because you can get better from it. Right? A judgmental mind doesn't learn as much as a curious mind.
No, 100%. I also think like analyzing your gameplay is a must. Is there like a good replay function in Warcraft 3, or do you like always record your gameplay?
Back in the day, replays were at maximum 8 times speed. So if you played a 60-minute game, it would take you at least 7.5 minutes to get to the end at 8 speed. Right?
Okay.
So if you just wanted to see the end again, we weren't recording unless you were using fraps, which would lag your PC. It would take you 7.5 minutes to see the end of the game again.
Yeah.
But recently, in 2019, they added 64 times speed functionality for replays, which is great. It goes so fast. Found some rice on my lap. Nice, late night snack.
Gains.
Yeah. Recently, they added 64 times speed, so you can get to the end really, really quickly. However, there's no rewind, so you need to restart and go forward every single time if you miss something. God. If you want to see a battle again, gotta rewind. You gotta restart the replay, bro.
Oh god, yeah, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, I think I was also the same, right? Like I also in the start, I feel like I cared a bit too much about like what other people felt, like a thought about me.
Criticisms, you know, it was very important. As well.
Yeah,
you played it wrong,
yeah, exactly.
And then it bothers you, yeah.
Yeah, it was very important to me that people thought I was good at the game, right? Like other people's opinions was like very important. But I mean, that's also like when you're young and whatnot. Yeah, I think it can be pretty normal that you feel like that.
I think so,
but
yeah.
I feel like when you start becoming like, well, feeling okay about like making mistakes and then literally just like analyzing them and like improving from them and then just seeing them as a learning experience. Obviously, it depends. If you're just playing a ranked game, like who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Obviously, it sucks a bit more if you're making a crucial mistake in a tournament, right? That one's gonna beat you up a little bit more.
No, but I think you're right. You said it perfectly when you say, are you okay with making mistakes? I think sometimes we blame other people for pointing out our mistakes, because actually we already don't accept our own mistakes, and it hurts even more when people speak truth or truth adjacent. Once you start forgiving yourself for making mistakes, while still remaining competitive, but at least knowing that you can make a mistake. All right, now let's work on what we're going to do next time, rather than being like, I made a mistake and I'm terrible, or I made a mistake, I shouldn't be making mistakes anymore, or I should never make mistakes, I should be perfect. Those aren't really very helpful mindsets, are they?
No, it is true. I mean, I'm still struggling with like losing. Like for example, so we won the last tournament we played, but the previous one before that we became second, and like and also like in the last race we came second against Liquid as well. And like I have a hard time dealing with loss. I definitely need a few days to like sleep on it and stuff like that, and I spend a lot of time just like thinking about everything. I like replay all of the things that I did over and over again, and I try to visualize and think about what I could have done better in different situations. And I mean, many times it's not necessarily always in your control, but many times in a team game it's like a team effort, like decision making or preparation or whatever, you know, like it's a lot of things you can always improve on.
How do you deal with the feeling that a teammate ruined your chance at winning? You're not going to say it if you're a good teammate. I'm assuming you're not going to say, yo bro, this was freaking your fault.
So actually it's a good example because so in the last tournament that I talked about, not the previous one but the one before that we came second in, we were playing a series of best of 5, and we go into game 5, it's 2-2, and we're ahead. And what happens there is that Robin makes a mistake in that game, and he ends up dying, and we end up losing the game, and we end up losing the final 3-2. If you look at that in hindsight and you point fingers at that specific mistake, that is what caused us to lose. Yes, that was a mistake in that crucial moment, but I think about it in a little bit of a different way. So we got into game 5. That's for me already a mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really unfair to blame the final mistake when there were many mistakes that got you to that point.
Exactly. There was a lot of things we could have done differently to not even put us in a position where a mistake like that was the game changer. Because we lost matchups that we were favorites in. And that just can't happen. And I like to just look at those specifically and think about all the things that we can improve on. And I think also, even if you keep on winning, it's still important to like constantly improve and not like relax too much. Because I have to say though, if you win too much, it's really hard not to like slack off in certain aspects and like get the hunger back that you had in the start.
Yep. Yeah, we need loss sometimes, except it doesn't seem like everybody does. I empathize with what you're saying so much, but then there's also people that I know that are so greedy. They're so greedy that even if they win a lot, it's still not enough for them. They can win over and over and over, and that is something that I have never fully understood in a way, because I have never fully felt it. After you win, if you feel a certain contentment, a certain satisfaction, it reduces the greed and the hunger a little bit. But somehow some people are so hungry all the time that I wonder whether it's a blessing or a curse, and I suspect it's both.
I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think that hunger is what made them good in the first place, but at the same time, that same hunger will make it even more negative or punishing if they end up losing. They will have a harder time recovering from a loss.
It's not just that. I'm thinking, and I don't know if this is true. I'm trying to describe what to me almost feels akin to a robot. Is there a hollow inside of them that they don't feel whole unless they are winning tournaments? Like, is that why that they keep being so hungry? Because I feel like pretty satisfied after a tournament win, and I'm not as hungry for the next. Is that a blessing or not? Right? Am I replacing the anxiety of I don't know, like I think about this a lot, but I don't even have to. This is the first time I really talk about it. Do you get what I'm saying at all?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I think to a certain aspect, it can be that they are very competitive by nature. It could be that this is like, they don't feel like they're worth anything more than like their results in a tournament. That's like their pride and joy. That's like what they have built up.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're losing who they are if they are not seen as, well, I'm the guy that wins in this game. And if I'm not the winner anymore, who the hell am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And is that that's a good competitive mindset maybe, because even though that may come from a place where you wish that they had more sense of self-worth, like psychologically, emotionally, maybe they should have more sense of self-worth, that they don't need that win to feel valuable. But in terms of being like a warrior, a fighter, a competitor, that's actually really effective if that's your driving force, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's gotten people to where they are, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a great driving force, and I do think that if you're playing video games for a living, you are probably one of the most like blessed people in the world, right? To be able to play video games,
yes, for sure.
Yeah. Like for example, I feel really blessed that I can just play video games, sit on stream, and just sit there and chat to people. And then literally that's something I did before I made any money from it. You know, I did it for fun.
Of course.
So it was like a hobby that became like a career. And I don't think that's like you can complain about that, you know?
Sure, but you can have everything in the world, money, career, friends, partner, and still feel a lack of place in the world, a lack of contentment, a lack of basically being fulfilled, one with the universe, if you will. So that's why I'm wondering, is it a blessing or a curse? And again, I think it's both, to be eternally hungry, that you need more victories to, you know, feel happy about that. Or is that actually not how they feel? They are contented, happy, and I'm actually specifically speaking about a player called Happy as well. Because there's a player in Warcraft 3 that just keeps winning.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that self-worth or whatever, that competitive edge, I think it's crucial to have, like somewhat of a champion mindset, you know, like to get to like a top level. And I think different people, they obviously motivate themselves or get motivated in different ways. And some people are really bad losers, you know. I think for most people, it's not that they love winning, it's that they despise losing more than anything, right? Like if you are winning, you're happy for like a day. If you lose, many times you're like down for a week, right?
Yeah, it took a week for me as well, oftentimes.
So it's always about like, as soon as they win, they're happy for like a day or two, and then they look on to the next thing. Whereas I think if you end up losing, I think you're trying to just shake it off, and you maybe dwell on it a little bit longer, and you like have that like bad stomach feeling for like a lot longer time.
Yeah. Looks like I made it to the city finally.
But I think if you don't have that, if you don't care, like then, I mean, you're also not gonna be passionate about it, and probably won't put as much time and effort into it, right?
Yeah.
Loktar.
Yeah, I think so too. I had an interesting experience. I won a couple of tournaments, and then I didn't find it easy to make friendships with people in the scene, because to me everyone was an enemy, and I couldn't gray
Yeah.
I couldn't gray area it at all. Like I couldn't be like, okay, we're competitors on the battlefield, but you know, doesn't mean we have to trip each other at the door. Not that I did, but I also wanted to hang out and talk with people, right? But I found it difficult. Like the stronger they were, the more difficult that I found it to be able to, you know, just chillax. And I started trying to work on that because I do want to connect with people. And the more empathy I gained, the more I started also thinking about, I feel bad for them if they lose. Even if it's me winning.
Okay, that's interesting. That's actually an interesting mindset.
And when you think of like the warriors of our hunter-gatherer tribes, like they don't have to feel bad for defeating anyone, because in the end, we are competing for a scarcity of fame, a scarcity of sponsor contract, a scarcity of women, a scarcity of living habitat, a scarcity of food. Whether you're thinking in the modern or the old term, you're competing with someone over something. So good things that happen to you, well, you know, maybe they go at the cost of someone else. So
True.
That was an interesting conundrum to have.
I actually think that I'm pretty good at differentiating those things. In competition against my competitors, when I'm competing against them, I'm there to fuck them up, you know, like, and I'm fine with that, and I don't mind like a little bit of trash talk or whatever towards me either, whatever. I like feed off of that. But that being said, then once the tournament is over, I can like forget about everything that happened in the tournament from a competitive aspect, and then like see them as a person outside of the tournament for who they are. And I would say I'm pretty good at like differentiating those two things, whereas some people will take what happens in the tournament on a more personal level, whereas I don't.
How do you think you learned that?
I think it's by growing up in a competitive environment. So my dad used to be a professional football player, and I grew up with a guy that, no matter how young I was, always tried his best against. And I was always trying to, let's say, beat him at everything. Tennis, football, like whatever it was, right? Like, I think that I grew that mindset growing up, so it became normalized. And I could get like super mad or whatever for losing, but I was never like angry, let's say, at my dad, even if he was like trolling me or whatever, or like just poking at me while I'm losing or making fun of me. Because when the game was over, I was mainly mad at losing, not at the person, because I only had myself to blame. I've been really good at like self-blaming and never putting the blame on others, and I think that's probably why that I don't take it personal.
Yeah, no, that's the key. And then I wonder, my guess would be, if I didn't ask you, is that your father is like that too. He was probably a bit more mature than I was when I was playing with him as a teenager, right? I mean, the thing is, it was really hard. I almost never won against him, and that was really pissing me off. So he was like having a good time. I was having a shit time. Yeah, but I mean, okay. So you couldn't show it to him. You couldn't firsthand experience delivering defeat to him. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
But have you experienced him losing something?
Yeah, I mean, when I grew older, and he grew older, and I could all of a sudden beat him a little bit.
And then does he? Is he a good sport when he loses?
Well, he's better at it now that he's like, you know, but when he was young, he was probably similar to me.
Yeah.
I'd say, but now he can laugh a little bit about it. I mean, we like to always, when we're on vacation, it's been a while since I was on family vacation, but we always play a lot of tennis, table tennis and ping pong and stuff. No, not ping pong. What is it? It's called foosball, like the table football. I don't even know what you.
Table football, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So we play that a lot when we're on vacation. And I'm pretty good at the table tennis actually. I used to do it when I was a kid as well.
Yo, let me read this comment from chat. It's pretty cool. BCK, he said, it's definitely more of a curse than a blessing, Grubby. I relate to a lot of a specific thing. There was Cat Williams' interview. Isn't that the guy, the Hollywood connected guy, I think? He was asked what is the nicest thing anyone has ever told you. He said you were good enough. That's when I realized how tortured of an existence I lived, and I went to get therapy. Hope you read this part. Level 48. Oh shit, cool. We're gonna find this one.
Yeah, I think it's also something you learn as you grow, because so when I first started playing WoW competitively, it was all I cared about, right? Now that I started streaming, I've been winning a lot of tournaments and stuff like that, I start having other things in my life as well that I care about, right?
Yes.
And I think you kind of grow as a person and you start seeing other things except and not just that gaming addiction that's your whole life anymore.
Yeah.
For me, it's my fiance, my dog, and stuff like that, and things and the streaming has also become more of a focus, because if you're competing, you just dig yourself down, you just do nothing else than just practice. You cannot really stream because you give away your competitive advantage in your preparation to your competitors and stuff like that.
Yep.
And things like that, just starting sucking, and I just don't enjoy it the same way anymore. So what we're doing now actually is that for the first time ever, we have a tournament coming up here in February. We're actually gonna be streaming the whole thing, all practice, the whole tournament, and everything leading up to it.
Very interesting for people, potentially damaging for the outcome of the result, but overall combining two major poles of your life together for better and worse.
Exactly. It will definitely be a lot harder to win playing like that, but it also feels like the pros outweighs the cons, because you're streaming, you don't take too much time off, and no matter what the results are,
you're winning no matter what the results are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I know what you're talking about. I had the exact same transition a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Even if you end up best case scenario and you end up winning a tournament, also, which is also not 100% that you are gonna win, right? Things can happen. And both from a revenue perspective, taking that much time off streaming, and
yep,
there's just a lot of losses.
Yeah, I try to explain that sometimes to people, because sometimes people are like, "Hey, go compete Warcraft 3 again. It's pretty cool." Mm-hmm. And I think of how I like to compete, and I just have to I rely a lot on preparation to compete. I'll develop strategies. This is how I always did it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't I hit 1,000 balls against the side of the shed door playing tennis, just trying to perfect this insanely strong service and winning with that. It's I'm studying my opponents and I'm looking at their weaknesses and seeing what builds might work good against them. And this is how I found my success. I learned about my own tells, I learned about their tells, and I come up with a strategy that can win. And the moment I go into the tournament, because I did so much preparation, I know I'm gonna win. I know what they're gonna do before they know what they're gonna do, because I've studied how they react when they fall behind. And so once I'm ahead 1-0-2-0, I'm like, you're gonna go to your comfort hero again. And that's a great feeling to have, because you've got the confidence of how the whole thing is gonna pan out. You study like that on stream, everybody knows the same thing.
Exactly.
And
so, you're giving it away.
Yeah, you give up so much when you stream, when you are preparation-based player, more than if you're an execution-based player.
Yeah, and that the problem is that it doesn't go both ways. They get all of the information that you figure out, but you're not getting any of their information.
No, I'm not getting their service game.
Exactly. So,
and of course, ideally, the super the complete package is to have it both. And of course, I did have very good execution as well.
I mean, you need to have both, right? Of course.
for sure.
Yeah.
But it's a big part I give up, and I think somehow it's the most fun part for me. Like it's what gave it the most meaning, competing in doing the studying, and it's fun. Like it's a lot of fun, but it's potentially weeks or months of quiet preparation with no human contact. So it's not as social and fun as streaming in a way, not anymore. And plus, you know, I did that. Now I'm doing this. It's different adventures.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, you know, like a lot of things goes into it. A lot of analyzing, a lot of talking, a lot of stuff that you might not see as interesting streaming content, right?
Yeah.
Going into it for sure.
One of the favorite things that ever happened after I had a girlfriend, she helped print out pictures of every map that I play on, and then laminated them so that they could take them with me to every tournament. So that even if I don't have a PC or people to practice with, I could just put all the maps on the table, like a battle general, you know?
Yeah.
Drawing lines with a removable marker on the lamination, and then thinking I'm gonna creep here and then I'm gonna go there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like some visual training.
Yep. You know, one time I was at a tournament in Germany, 2008. We go to the player hotel. Player hotel is about, I don't know, 10 minutes away by bus from the venue. But when I go on the venue, there's a lot of people talking, and that talking, that can become interesting, it can become sociable, it can be distracting. It's something outside of my control. And so I decided not to get on the bus, and instead I would walk to the event for 40 minutes so that I get my fresh air, 2, I get my warming up, I lose some of that nervous energy, and I get my whole thoughts to myself. It was a great way to prepare for the tournament, but I still wanted to warm up my hands. It was pretty cold in October, November, Germany, so you know it's becoming winter season. And in order to warm up both my hands and my head, I would put my hands on the mouse and keyboard in the air. So I was like playing air guitar, except with the mouse and keyboard. And so, like a madman, walking around, I had my hands in front of me on the streets of Cologne, and I'm playing games of Warcraft 3 in my head, in my imagination, in the visions behind my eyes.
That's actually like the nerves before a tournament. I also kind of like had to just get into it. You know, that it was always the first game. It's always the worst one.
Yep. I always lose the first.
Yeah, the first one is always a little bit shaky. But then when you get into it and you get into the zone, I actually felt like the added pressure made me a better player.
Same. You need a good kick in the balls first to get mad.
Yeah. And that's like actually the crazy part, because like we were speedrunning a lot of things, you know, and we have like timestamps and we have certain things that we try to aim for. But interestingly enough, and maybe that's also what happens when you're watching like the world records in the Olympics, right? When you see Usain Bolt do like a 9.5 second 100 meter, you need that added level of pressure to perform like at your, you know, maximum capacity. You need that little kick in the balls, like you said.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
That's
this
cool
is
when you like exceed your prep.
This is
sometimes.
100% psychologically proven as well, for sure. People that do similar tasks, when you put them in the same room as other people, everyone will perform better. It's written in our DNA, this kind of competition.
Is there something you did, like, except for like playing mouse guitar, that would like leading up to a tournament, like a good prep? Like, did you take certain cold shower? You know, how did you sleep before? Could you sleep before? Like, how was it leading up to like a tournament?
I slept very well. Yeah, I slept very, very well before tournaments. I always felt the need to fill my head with Warcraft 3 before sleeping so that I may dream of it, because sleep dreaming gave an extra level of power. It also proved to me that I care. And when I care, I feel more confident, right? If I'm dreaming about Warcraft 3. So I'd say try to put in useful information the night before. I would try to get a haircut, which haircuts I think are very psychological for new beginnings. Or
I agree.
you agree, right?
Yeah, whenever I'm about to do something like going to an event or to a tournament or whatever, getting a haircut, it's almost like it resets your mindset.
Yes.
It gives you a confidence, like you feel good, and I feel exactly the same way.
Yep. New shoes, new haircut, and I'm ready for the tournament, right? And then another thing that worked really well is like I need the shame of loss on my cheeks, my face cheeks, before it is the first map of a best of 3 or best of 5. So if I could get a very strong practice opponent the day of the tournament, and we could arrange to meet online, that would be like a huge boon. If they can kick my ass first, now I've got the threat of losing, the fear of it, before it actually puts me behind 0-1, and then I can go 6-0 in the groups. But I have, like, I often struggle with overconfidence and arrogance and because, well, like, my dad would never admit when he's wrong, right? So
Okay.
he is quite smart, and he has played competitive games as well, but I would say that probably he's a very bad loser. Because if you ask him something he doesn't know, it's almost like, and as a kid, as an 8-year-old, he answers, you always believe it. But as you get older, and you start to know more about things, you realize sometimes he doesn't know the answer, but he cannot and he will not say, I'm sorry, I don't know, or let's look it up. He always has an answer, and it's just not possible. So I realized he's this weird contradiction to me, in that he is at once seemingly very humble, and he is very humble, he's generous, he does a lot of altruistic, self-sacrificial thing and so on. He's a kind man, but he's also competitive and has that kind of hidden arrogance that I didn't realize before. Because if you're not, then you would say, I don't know this thing, or I made a mistake. But it's very hard for him to say that. And I don't know if it's genetics or environment. It took me a long time to learn that as well, but I'm starting to learn it, and it's incredibly valuable to me. But it's still there, like that little demon that if you're doing well, things are going better, that you start thinking like, well, I guess I'll never die anymore in WoW Hardcore, you know?
That's what I said, and I died 3 times. Oh, yeah, but it's true, you know, like I also, it's actually a good example, because I went into like a hardcore classic with my, let's say, experience in retail WoW, thinking that this is gonna be easy, you know, and I walked in pretty overconfident, not respecting like the game, and I ended up playing sloppy or too aggressive, and I ended up dying because of it. So, I mean, I agree. Overconfidence can definitely be... I think it's good to be confident, but it's important to, you know, find the balance. You know, confidence is one thing. Overconfidence is... And ego is not good.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I found this wonderful symbolism in a film once. Have you watched the X-Men? Have you watched some X-Men films?
Yeah, I watched a few.
You remember where Michael Fassbender as Magneto was trying to master his power? And Xavier was trying to teach him on a hill as they were looking at a city that he has to find the perfect balance between rage and serenity?
No, but go on.
Kind of feels like that when it comes to over and underconfidence. You need confidence. You need to stay away from overconfidence, but also from underconfidence. And it feels like it is actually very difficult to be at the exact correct point in between, that perfect balance between that serenity of confidence, but the bad effects of overconfidence. So I had this trick. If I was feeling very insecure going up against a certain player, I would have to try and Jedi mind trick myself that the player that I'm playing against really is just some random ladder opponent. Just a ladder. No, it's not Spirit Moon. best player in the world. Nah, it's just some random night elf from ladder. And this is a ladder game, and I'm not playing a tournament game. And it kind of worked. Like, how stupid is my subconsciousness that it's falling for this trick? Right?
Yeah.
But it kind of worked. And then I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'm just going to play this like it's a practice game. But the opposite is important too. If you are overconfident, you could lose to someone that's 80% of your skill level. And then I had to tell myself, this is not just some random ladder scrub. This is Moon I'm playing against right now. Play as if it's Moon, which is weird because it seems like it's actually a contradiction. Because didn't that make you feel too nervous before? But somehow you can kind of pull yourself up that way or down. And yeah, sometimes it worked. But you know what? Sometimes it freaking didn't.
No, I had a what's it called? There was something I was gonna ask you. Yeah, it was when. What kind of mindset do you have? Are you the positive guy? Like always, you always believe that even in a shitty situation that you can come back from it, or like do you have a more neutral perspective on things?
When I'm in the game, I'm a lot stronger than maybe sometimes before the game. I didn't often have like an extreme confidence I'm gonna win. I think it's good to be delusional before the game.
Yeah.
In that, against all odds, you believe you could down 1,000 soldiers before you. So it's good to be delusional in that sense. But during the game, I adopt a different mindset. Basically, I use a form of forgetfulness. That anything bad that happened, like I don't remember it anymore from an emotional perspective and partially from a factual perspective. So it's not that I'm blind to what's happening. So say for instance, I lose my hero early in the game, which could be a really big blunder. It's not usual in Warcraft 3, okay? You lose an early level 2 hero, could be game losing, maybe should be game losing, but it's not literally game losing. Okay, so am I gonna think, I've lost a hero, I'm gonna lose another game, this is terrible? No, I kind of forget about it, and I 100% only think about, all right, what am I gonna do now? I don't beat myself up about it, I don't think, why is this happening? Oh, I'm so stupid, nothing like that, totally useless, right? So I'll forget about it, kind of, in a way, and then I'll be like, okay, what am I gonna do next? And then I'll focus on that. Then I either win or lose the game. And then after that, the end of the game, I suddenly think, okay, let's say I won, right? I'm like, holy God, that game was so hard. Why was it so hard? And like, oh yeah, it started with the level 2 Blade Master loss. That should have been a loss. But I allowed myself to forget about the past, didn't worry about the future result, and just focused on what am I gonna do right now? What is, from this point onwards, with a dead blade, gonna be the best thing? And that's a productive mindset to adopt that has saved many games for me. Many games that I should have lost.
It's actually funny to say that because like we had like a thing when things went wrong, even if it was completely shambled.
Yeah.
We almost adapted the sentence, it's fine. You know, even if it's not fine.
You
we
know
were
it's
like
ironic,
triggering...
right?
Yeah.
You know it's ironic, right? Like when you say that, like when you say it to each other, you don't even really believe it, right?
yeah, exactly. You don't, but like you're trying to trick your mind and your team into thinking that it's fine, so that you can look past what just happened and just, you know, focus on what's happening next. Always, and it's helped a lot to make us remain calm in like certain situations, and look past that. And even coming from, let's say, a shitty start to a series or whatever, it has won us games. Just like believing, like you said, some people would argue that I am fully delusional, over optimistic and things like that. But
yeah,
it works for me because it tricks me. It makes me believe in like that anything is like possible, and that really makes me like a better player. Because I think if you don't believe in something, and it's happened many times, like we cannot do this or cannot do that. Many times we have achieved strategies or times in a dungeon that initially, when we went in there for the first time trying to come up with a strategy, was completely like far-fetched. But like as you progress, as you analyze, as you do more and more, spend more and more time improving, before you know it, you're at a level you initially didn't think you would ever be. And I feel like having that mindset of like pure optimism really just makes me believe in something, and it gets me there quicker.
Yeah, that's what I call that. Well, I call it delusional, but you call it belief, which is a better word.
Yeah.
But it's essentially against the odds, and it's such a powerful force, and it makes you marvel actually at the, I would say, this the certainty that we don't just have one mind that controls our body. We don't just have one, you know, definitely not a rational brain, but like there's many, let's say, voices or roles that are controlling this hump of flesh that's moving together so many cells. We've got the emotional side, we've got the intellectual side, and the funny thing is, the intellectual side seems kind of like a custodian of the emotional that can take care of it. That such self-talk, like it's fine, can, even though you don't really believe it, and you kind of feel almost silly. I self-mock when I say something that is not really real, when I dare to believe in something that I probably shouldn't believe in. I hear the mocking voice saying like, well, you know, it's ridiculous, but ignore that. Keep self-deluding, keep believing. And the fact that that can actually work shows that you are, well, kind of talking to an emotional version of yourself deep inside. And the fact that they allow themselves, that emotional side allows itself to believe in those words, in that attempt to go for a better future, to go for a good outcome. In a way, it's funny. In a way, it's touching, and it's real. It's pretty sick. Like, it works.
100%. I think also one thing, like, I mean, since you're playing Warcraft 3 is I mean, you've been mainly playing solo games, right? Most of the time.
Mostly.
Yeah, competitively.
I have decent amount of experience in 2-on-2 competitions as well, in the best teams.
Okay. Well, would you say you prefer team games or solo games? What do you like enjoy more?
I think the greatest personal triumph moments are very akin in the beautiful feeling and memory and value, emotional value that they had, as the greatest team triumph moments, even if there was probably more respect, glory, and money in one-on-one. But as an emotional value, it was worth probably as much to me. Main issue was that I think sometimes it was maybe worth more to me than some of my teammates. The team achievements.
Yeah, I mean, it's the shared journey, right? And the glory, and like, because you're all a part of it together. So like that feeling you have when something goes right, when you're winning a tournament or whatever, you have someone like next to you in that moment that has gone through that exact same emotion. Yeah. So you like share it with someone, and I think that's also kind of special, right?
I think it's very special, yeah. And in fact, if I didn't feel like I had someone in my corner for one-on-one tourneys, like someone that basically was rooting for me to win, I never allowed myself to feel like I deserved it.
Who was that person for you?
Different people sometimes. Eventually, definitely my girlfriend, but for like the first 3 years, I look back at all of my personal tournament wins, and had it not been for one or multiple people that were there in the crowd cheering for me, and I know it sounds like cliche, thanks for cheering for me, right? But like, had it not been like some practice partner or one of my rival players that shown kindness or support, like I hope you win over the other guy or whatever, I don't think I ever felt like I deserved it. And there was a comment in chat earlier today about from Based Sekai. I couldn't completely reply to it before, but maybe another time. But he was saying that he went into therapy to feel like the lack of confidence, I suppose, he had when being a big competitor, and how this guy, Cat Williams, said the nicest compliment he ever got was someone saying, "You're good enough," which is very primal. It's very like we wish to believe that from childhood onwards, and many people, maybe they will feel that way, and many people don't, and then you've got something missing that you're trying to find the rest of your life. I had sports psychology training in StarCraft 2 somewhere in 2012 by a retired professional sports coach that was trying to break into the esports scene. And while I didn't like every part of the experience, he pressured me quite a bit to continue with him, even when I showed signs that I was not 100% comfortable to continue. There were some bad power dynamics there, but I did get some really good things out of it. And one of them was, basically, he did a kind of hypnosis. We went on voice call, video, mic. He wanted to see my eyes, he said, my pupils. There was a kind of hypnosis. He did breathing exercises with me. He spoke certain words, and he had me watch certain YouTube videos, certain bespoke YouTube videos that are helping you to guide into a process basically of meditation. Something I've never done before. I've never meditated to this degree, not even close. And there was this, you were basically hurtling through a purple sky in this YouTube video. You just saw like the sky coming at you, coming at your face. And there were words that were flying past you, like the Star Wars intro a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
the words were flying diagonally past. And they were just like good self-talk words, like positivity words, such as, you're worth it, you deserve good things. And I still feel it now. When it said you deserve good things, you feel like a kind of love that maybe you've never felt before. And I just started crying. I didn't understand why it's happening. And the crazy thing is, after being put in that state of meditation, you kind of believe it, that phrase. And nobody had ever said anything like that to me before. I mean, obviously I was in a loving relationship with my girlfriend, but we're both, you have your certain mental troubles or whatnot, and you don't talk about everything. You certainly don't know how to meditate. You get that self-affirmation, that self-love. You like deserve good things. And I realized at that moment, I had never believed that fully.
Maybe that's also like maybe a male thing that you're like taught growing up, that you just need to deal with these things, like keep it in and just move on, and like don't show like these signs of weakness, and just suck it up, right? Deal with it yourself.
Definitely.
And I feel like I feel like that's also kind of like how I have been doing it as well growing up, that when something was wrong, I didn't really want to, let's say, first of all, show weakness, but at the same time also not like trouble other people with my problems. It's something that I don't want someone to feel bad on my behalf or whatever. And I always like felt like that growing up. Something like now that I'm in a relationship and with my fiance now for over 6 years, you start like learning. It's like I also spent a lot of time, just on video games and stuff like that. So I didn't really have girlfriends growing up. I just had I play football and I was playing video games. So when I met her, I started growing like a little bit more in an emotional aspect as well. And I think as you grow and you start having more things in your life outside of the video game that and you start seeing other things and you gain more perspectives, and you start valuing other things in life as well. I think that's when you can really appreciate those things, and you can really like you said, be content. Even if you are not best in the world of Warcraft 3, you're still, like you said, you're still okay.
100%. 100% agree.
I mean, that was also, I think, the first tournament that I ever won. It was actually on the BlizzCon stage. It was not the last BlizzCon, but the one before that, before COVID happened. I don't remember what year it was. And I remember my family, both my mom, my dad, and my brother, and my fiance, they were all over at BlizzCon to watch me play. And I remember that
That's
feeling
nice.
when I was on stage and winning. I was like really happy, but then I looked down in the audience and I saw them there like being super happy on my behalf, and then I just broke down. Like that was like that was a special moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I watched back the video of me winning a 2008 tournament with my family and my girlfriend sitting in the crowd, pumping their power fist, cheering as I was killing a hero. A lovely camera pan by the production, and I cried at that probably over 100 times.
Yeah, it's fun to look back on those moments. But like you said, I think it's definitely important to have like someone in your corner, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily like a yes person always. It's a person that tells. It needs to be someone that's real with you, you know, that you can trust, that you can share things with, that will also tell you straight up if you are being an idiot or if you're doing something wrong, and like someone that's like there for you, you know. But it's also hard, you know, to find those people. So like when you find that kind of person, like really hold on to those people and cherish them, because like it's very rare to find those relationships. Like don't take them for granted. Don't start thinking more about what people online think about you. Like think more about the people around you in your life.
I'm gonna echo that, Gingi. I'm glad you joined this Discord channel and that I forgot to leave the channel. I'm gonna head off, and let's both wish people a great night and bid people to hold on to that person if you find them. Guys, thanks for joining for this TED Talk chat.
TED Talk, yes. It actually went, bro. I should also go to bed. I mean, I just got lost in conversation. Yeah, it was a pleasure, bro.
Hey, it was a pleasure, bro. Let's talk again soon. And chat, have a great night from Gingi and me. See you tomorrow.